That is so good. I love that. Now I am so excited. We have our wonderful testimony time to see how and hear how great our God has been to you this week. So remember, things can be as little as changing the atmosphere, which is actually really a big deal, or God raised somebody from the dead. We want to hear it all because God wants to do it again. So whoever wants to come up first, come on up. Woo! Powerful mic. Let's go.
So you guys know about the coffee testimony, so I have another one. So I was at Wawa, and there's these two guys when I pulled up, and they were arguing and fighting, and they were screaming. They were saying nice things to each other. Let's just say that. And then as I was in line, I was praying, and both guys happened to be right like behind each other, behind me in line, and they both had coffee in their hand. So I said, you know what? And they were still saying things under their breath to each other. So I was like, you know what, Lord, I'm going to buy them coffee. So I bought both the guys coffee, and the one guy looks at me, and he goes, well, why would you do that? And I said, well, let me just say something. I saw you guys fighting outside and arguing, and life is too short for that. I was like, and I think you guys are both better men than that, and the things that you guys were saying in front of kids and in front of women, I think you guys are both better men than that. So I just wanted to buy you both a coffee and celebrate you guys. And they looked at me like I was nuts. But when we walked outside, the one guy said, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. He shook the other guy's hand. So you know what? It was stupid. It was over a parking spot. Life's too short to really get angry like that. So it was so cool that to happen. And then also at work, we haven't had what they call a detail in, I don't know, I think he said 15 weeks. So I've only been in the department for 3 weeks. Today I sold the first detail. It's like between a $10,000 and $20,000 kitchen. And the lady actually talked to my store manager and said, this guy doesn't know anything really. He really doesn't. He told me that. And he's been so nice and so caring and everything else that with between the two of them together and how they work together, I believe I'm going to buy my kitchen from you guys. And it was just such a good thing to hear from them, like, how me and my coworker are working well together. So, and God's blessing it.
Ooh, so good, so good. Who else has some awesome testimonies? Yes. Yes, Denise.
I don't believe it's done yet, but I had a brother that passed away about a year and a half ago, and his two sons had come to this church on and off, and one is really struggling with drugs and very dangerous drugs. And so the mom went and got him and wanted to bring him home, and he didn't want to come home. So she got home, and she shared with me that she got down on her knees and prayed, and she doesn't pray, And I'm constantly telling her, I'm praying for him and just trying to speak as much life into the situation as I can. But anyway, so she got down on her knees and prayed, and within 5 minutes he called her and asked if he could come home. So she got answered prayer. It's definitely not, testimony's not done yet because I know that God is going to do something amazing in his life.
That's so good. Love that. Yes, Melissa?
So just this morning, we had a meeting at work, and I've been trying to really behave myself and honor and everything, because when I first got invited to the meetings every week, the people were cursing a lot. So I'm hitting them with my pen, and not that I'm afraid of curse words, it just wasn't honoring, and there was other people in there. So then I was quiet for a couple weeks. And the one guy that I had whacked with the pen, he actually gave us 2 weeks and left. I know it's not because of me, but it was just weird. And then this morning, when the gentleman that was running the meeting was throwing out his curse words, the other guy that was next to me, he goes, I can't believe Melissa didn't hit you with the pen yet. I said, no. I was like, I am creating a peaceful atmosphere in here. I said, and I'm only going to hit you with the pen if you say JC or GD. All the other ones, you don't get hit. So they're really realizing that what my heart is, and it's beautiful.
Love it. Yes, come on up, Adam.
So my real good friends, they just got, they're pregnant, and she's, they're older. They're like my age. They're a little bit older than me, 41, I think it is. And, she has diabetes and stuff. So it's a little bit of a challenge, for she has to go through all this stuff, like high-intensity stuff, for the pregnancy. Well, they got a real big scare where it was, they went through the list, not Down syndrome, the spina bifida stuff. And it was, the boxes were checked, but the number was in the realm of the baby has spina bifida. And they were just, you could just see the panic on them, the stress, and it was, immediately though they came over, we started praying over them, and they were praying into this. So yesterday, they called her to like rush her and, hey, listen, the doctor said, look, I want you to come in. We got to talk about it here. Well, that immediately, put that fear into them. And they got there, and when she got there, the doctor was like, listen, I just want to tell you that everything is good. All the numbers are great, and this baby, and like they did this scan multiple times. I mean, this baby is so healthy. It's amazing. And my friend called me too. He called me, and he just immediately like released like these tears. Like it was such joy. It was so awesome. So thank God for that, man.
So good. Yes. And now we're going to welcome up my wonderful dad.